the Scruffy Man's watch collection. I didn't intend to start collecting watches. It just sort of happened. I had, how should I say, I've had a collection of very cheap and nasty watches over the years. I had a yellow chronograph, which I thought at the time was expensive, but looking back at it, it wasn't that expensive. It cost me all of £40. I wore it to the point where it didn't stop working, but I couldn't wear it any longer because I wore through the case back into the brass, because it was a brass case. It was horrible. But admitting it was a nice watch for what it was, but it wasn't particularly, how should I say, well made. Yeah, but yeah, it died along with all the other watches I've had. I probably went through, to that point, probably about 10 watches over the years, which have all died. I've had Alessi's, I've had, how should I say, cheap watches. The first watch I sort of really brought, but I decided I was going to start collecting watches, was an Orient calendar watch. I dropped it in the bathroom and it stopped working, and that was nearly 10 years ago, and I still haven't got around to getting it fixed. Anyway, so then I brought a what you call a racer, which has managed to survive just because I started collecting watches. I mean, the glass is very badly scratched. It tells the time. It's got a calendar feature which tells you the day and the month. It has 2 alarms on it. It has a dual time. What has it got? I think that's about it. It took me a while to work out how to set the thing up. It's got 4 pushers on it. One is to it's also got a stopwatch on it as well. But it has 4 pushers. One to sort of set the alarms and the date and stuff like that, and the time. And the other one is to just sort of operate them backwards and forwards, stop, start, lap time, whatever. Yeah. But it's a nice little watch, nice little quartz watch. Nothing special. As I said, the other one, my yellow chronograph, the other thing it used to do was pull the strap pins off and end up coming off. It's forever doing it. It was an annoying watch, but one of those things, it eventually died. So I brought this instead. It's gotten, other than that, nothing special at all. Then what did I do? I brought seriously decided to start collecting watches. I brought myself an Orient, another calendar watch. I brought that about 2019, so that was nearly 5 years ago, and I've worn it maybe half a dozen times, if that. I'll do more of a review on that than this, the watches I've got in this video. Then I went, after buying the Orient, I then brought myself some Seikos. Oh, sorry, not Seikos, Secondas. I brought myself a couple of Secondas. I brought the one I'm wearing at the moment with the yellow strap. Didn't come with a yellow strap, but it looks better with a yellow strap on it. I also brought myself a blue dial Seconda. Then what else did I do after that? Yeah, last year I brought, last year I brought 2 Orients, and I had my Bullover Aquatron Space View finally, have finally had it repaired. It'd only been broken since I think about 1980, when my dad stopped wearing it because it stopped working. And I did try to get it fixed in 2000, but the watch shop I took it into said I'd have to send it off, and there weren't many places who repaired them. So that was in the day before we seriously had Google. I mean, the internet was in its very early stages, so there wasn't the, how should I say, the shops advertising online who would fix specialist watches. So back in 2019, I decided to start looking into getting this watch repaired so my dad could wear it again. But when he found out what it was worth broken, he wanted to sell it. So it was hidden for nearly 2 years because I wasn't going to let him sell it. So it went missing, or how should I say, hidden in a drawer somewhere in my van, so he couldn't sell it. Because there was no way I was letting him going to sell this, because they are very unusual. So I had that repaired in 2022. Still going. Anyway, this year I brought a few more watches. I brought a middle of a year, in is it June, July, June, I think June, in June, no, it's before, in May, that's right, I brought in May, I brought myself Mr. Jones. So, it was Mr. Jones' Silent Feast. I'll do a bit about that in a later video. So, then I brought myself a Cenatronic, which you've seen a video about already. Put a blue strap on that, really makes it pop. Then I brought myself a Citizen in the October. Cheap watch from India. I have a feeling it's probably what they call a Frankenstein watch, which is new old parts. But it tells the time. But I call it the divorce watch, my Citizen, as I brought it after I'd divorced the wife. That was a nice feeling. What was that, buying the watch or getting rid of a wife? Think it might have been both. Yes, because I got rid of that horrible son of hers. The lying little shit I had to put up with for somewhere about 10 years. I should have punched his lights out. But as you know, liars get away with murder. My daughter, on the other hand, she's the most wonderful child I've ever had. And even today, she still calls me Dad. She's now 29. Yes, she's a year older than my girlfriend. That's frightening. She was born in 93. No, she's older than that now. Tell a lie. She's 30. Yeah, because she was born in April 93. So she's 30. Shit, doesn't time fly? Yes. I remember picking her up from Norwich after she'd had a drinking session. Oh God, had to wind the windows down. The smell of alcohol was so strong that it just oozed everywhere. She told me she was never going to drink again. I think most of us believe kids when they say that. Anyway, back to my collection of watches. Yes, I think people would be interested in them. I've got a few more watches I'd like to buy. It means I don't wear the watches in the same way I used to wear them, because you then have watches you use for, say, like doing dirty jobs. You have watches you wear on a general daily basis, and you have the tendency to take them off and change them, so you don't abuse them, like my poor little racer here, which was abused by me because it was that or nothing. And I have come to the point where you can't be a one watch man, because if you have a one watch, they end up being abused and battered, and you just don't appreciate watches in the same way. It's really quite strange. Yes, it's, how should I say? Let's show you. It's a ordinary stainless steel back, as you can see. As you can tell, it's a nice little watch. It tells the time, and that's all I care about. Anyway, we'll call this video an end for it from the scruffy watch collector. As I keep telling people in the watch shops when I go in and have a look at watches, I had a look the other day at a Breitling, and then I had a look at a Hamilton, and the woman, or should I say that I think she was the manager of the shop, was quite willing to show me these watches. I think because she gets the impression that I might buy one. I'd like a Hamilton. It's another watch I'd like in the collection. Whether I'd buy one or not is another thing altogether. It's a bit like owning a Cartier. It's more of a dress watch than anything else. The watch I'm going to get next year, I'm thinking of getting an astronaut, Bullover astronaut, GMT. I'll do a thing on that when I get it. But that will go with mine Bullover 1970 Space View. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking and let you watch this video in peace.